Emily Sanders had always been cautious when it came to love. At 38, she had faced her share of heartbreaks and disappointments, and the years had taught her that vulnerability was dangerous. Still, she had never stopped believing that love, the kind that made the heart race and the stomach flutter, was possible. It had been a quiet life until she met Ryan Harper. Ryan was 28, full of energy, and with a smile that could light up even the dullest of days. Their meeting was nothing short of coincidental. They had both reached for the same book at a local bookstore. Their hands brushed, and he had apologized with that charming grin, making Emily's heart skip a beat. She had laughed off the incident, but that laugh lingered in Ryan's mind for days. He found reasons to visit the bookstore more often, always hoping to catch a glimpse of Emily. Their conversations started as small talk about books, then gradually evolved into long discussions about life, dreams, and everything in between. Emily was cautious, always reminding herself that he was younger, and society would never approve of them. But there was a pull she couldn't ignore, a warmth in his presence that felt like home. One evening, Ryan asked her to coffee at a small cafe downtown. The lights were soft, the smell of fresh pastries filled the air, and Emily felt a sense of calm she hadn't experienced in years. Ryan spoke first, his voice gentle but honest. "Emily, I have to be honest. I know our age difference is significant, and I understand if it's a lot. But I can't deny how I feel about you." Emily's heart raced. She had anticipated judgment, maybe even ridicule, but not sincerity and vulnerability. "Ryan," she began carefully, "you're younger than me. I don't want this to be complicated." He reached across the table, holding her hand. "It's already complicated, maybe, but that doesn't change how I feel. Age doesn't define love. I know what I feel is real." Despite herself, Emily felt the walls around her heart start to crumble. Over the next few weeks, their connection grew deeper. They shared dinners, walks in the park, and endless conversations that stretched into the night. Ryan never treated her differently because of her age. If anything, he seemed drawn to her maturity, her wisdom, and the life she had lived so fully. But the world, as it always does, had opinions. Friends and even family voiced their doubts. "He's too young for you, Emily. You deserve someone your own age," her sister had said one afternoon, concern etched on her face. Emily nodded politely but didn't let it sway her. She knew what she felt for Ryan was authentic, and that mattered more than societal expectations. Their first kiss happened under a sky streaked with the colors of sunset. Emily remembered it vividly, the gentle brush of his lips, the warmth that spread through her chest, and the quiet acknowledgement that something extraordinary was beginning. Ryan whispered, "I don't care what anyone says. I just want to be with you." Time passed, and with each day, Emily grew more certain that this was love worth fighting for. They faced challenges, of course. Comments from strangers, assumptions about their relationship, and the occasional self-doubt, but they faced it together. Ryan never once wavered. "You're the only one I want, Emily. Don't let the world make you forget that," he would say, holding her close. Then came the moment of truth, the day Ryan's parents learned about their relationship. Emily dreaded it, imagining disapproval, judgment, maybe even anger. But Ryan, always protective and steadfast, had arranged a dinner, insisting that honesty was better than secrecy. His parents greeted Emily warmly. There was initial surprise, certainly, but as the evening unfolded, they saw what Ryan saw, a woman who was kind, intelligent, and deeply caring. They realized that love doesn't conform to age, and in that moment, Emily felt a weight lift off her shoulders. Ryan's mother whispered later, "He's lucky to have you." Despite external acceptance, there were still internal battles. Emily sometimes questioned herself, wondering if she truly deserved this kind of love. Ryan noticed and reassured her gently. "Emily, I choose you every single day. I love you, and that's not going to change." As the months rolled on, their relationship blossomed. Weekend getaways, cozy nights at home, and shared dreams of the future cemented their bond. Emily realized that love wasn't about age, it was about connection, respect, and the courage to be vulnerable. Ryan had shown her that, and she had shown him that maturity and wisdom could enhance love in ways youth alone never could. Then came the unexpected, an offer for Ryan to work in another city. It was an incredible career opportunity, but it meant being apart for long stretches. Emily's initial reaction was fear, worry gnawing at her chest. But Ryan, ever patient, held her hands and said, "Distance doesn't change what we have. We'll make it work because what we have is worth it." They did make it work. Long video calls, surprise visits, and countless messages filled the gaps. Each reunion was sweeter than the last, each goodbye more tender. Emily realized that their love was resilient, capable of weathering not just societal expectations but the challenges life threw their way. The true turning point came when Ryan, after a particularly long separation, knelt before her in the small garden of her apartment complex. The world seemed to pause around them as he held out a simple, elegant ring. "Emily Sanders, I don't care about age, distance, or what anyone thinks. I love you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?" Tears filled Emily's eyes as she laughed through her sobs. "Yes, Ryan, yes." She threw her arms around him, feeling the warmth and certainty of a love that had defied doubts, age, and fear. Their wedding was small but perfect, surrounded by those who had come to see that age was just a number and love was timeless. Ryan whispered in her ear as they danced their first dance, "I told you, I couldn't stop loving you." Emily smiled, knowing that love had a way of finding its own path, and that their story, though unconventional to some, was perfectly theirs. Years later, Emily would look back on her journey and smile. The doubts, the judgments, the fleeting moments of insecurity, all of it had led her to a love that was unwavering, passionate, and genuine. Ryan's love had taught her that it wasn't age that mattered, but the courage to open one's heart, to trust, and to embrace the love that dared to defy expectations. And in that love, she found herself whole again, ready to face life with a heart unafraid, and a love that would never fade.